Hi, how are you? I'm just passing on your qualifying goals for this weekend.
Hi guys, CombinedYoutuber here. Welcome to the F1 2016 career mode today. We'll be doing the Bahrain Grand Prix qualifying. And here are our qualifying goals for the race. We have to qualify 17th or higher. And we have to beat our teammate, Roman Grosjean. So, let's hope we can do that. I mean, we should be able to get 17th. Let's go now to qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix.
The cars are ready, the drivers are ready. We hope you're ready as qualifying is about to begin here in Bahrain.
So here we are in the garage in qualifying for the Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's hope we can do well here. After getting P1 in practice 3, I moved up a difficulty because I feel like I was going to get pole in qualifying in a car which is around midfield in terms of upgrade performance stuff. But here is Kimi Räikkönen, the first out on track in the session in the Ferrari. The Finn, who is, I guess, cool. I don't know what I'm saying there. But Räikkönen's out on track now on his outlap, coming into turn 4, and I see a Williams also out on track, and I see someone else out on track as well behind. Didn't quite see who it was, but I did that a couple of times because I was checking. I'm not sure if I was checking my Skype or RAM or I don't know, because this obviously this game uses up like 70% of the RAM. It uses a lot of RAM, but probably not all of it, which is good. Yeah, I was checking something definitely. So I would not do that 4 times, 3 times. Now Räikkönen coming into turn 11 now. Let's see if he gets a good lap in. I want to see what he does. Here he comes, coming into turn 13. And now onto the straight down towards the final corner. He's going to start his lap now. Coming onto the straight, Kimi Räikkönen comes into the final corner, braking down into maybe 3rd gear probably for the AI. Coming down onto the pit straight, Kimi Räikkönen starts his lap now with DRS up and coming in on the pit straight, coming down towards turn 1. I'm going to brake down to 3rd or 2nd gear probably. Now coming into turn 1, Kimi Räikkönen hits the apex nicely, and coming into turn 2, and Williams behind again out of the pits. So what is it with Williams behind Räikkönen? Coming onto the straight now, coming down into turn 4, Räikkönen brakes down into turn 4, the place where Hamilton and Rosberg battled in 2014. From turn 1 to turn 4. Now coming into turn 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. The brake for the hairpin corner. Takes it nicely there. I like that angle, by the way, in turn 8. Now coming into the tricky double left-hander of turn 9 and 10, and he nails it. Coming with DRS open now once again down into turn 11. We're on F1 2013. You have deadly curves that spin you around. Coming now into this corner and into the flat-out corner at turn 12. Probably not flat for the AI. Coming into turn 13, what can Räikkönen do on this lap? He's coming into the last sector now. He's done 29.5 for the first sector, 40.5 for the second sector. What can he do in the last sector? Coming into the final corner goes Kimi Räikkönen. Here he goes, braking to the final corner. What he can do is he crosses the line. He's obviously going to be first, but what's the time going to be? It's a 1:33.4. So Ferrari of Kimi Räikkönen goes fastest, but now we have Nico Rosberg in the Mercedes, 29.9, so he's a bit faster than Kimi Räikkönen at the moment. Nico Rosberg coming through into turn 11 and into the flat out turn 12, probably flat for the Mercedes in 2016. Now coming into turn 3, it's a 40.3, so that is faster than Räikkönen as well, because I think Räikkönen did a 40.5. So Rosberg is 2 tenths up as he comes into the final corner. Can Rosberg get provisional pole for the Bahrain Grand Prix? Now into the final corner. Rosberg comes onto the pit straight. Is he going to get DRS open now? It's a 33.5. He doesn't go fastest. By 800ths, Rosberg does not go fastest. Raikkonen on provisional pole at the moment. On legit pace, Rosberg is down by 800ths. Now that's interesting. That. Are the Mercedes sandbagging or something? Because there is no way they can't be that slow. Sergio Perez goes third fastest. And we're just searching through some cars to see who's on a lap. Max Verstappen's on a lap. Let's see how he goes in the Red Bull. We'll watch Daniel Ricciardo in the session a bit later on, but Max Verstappen first because we need to see how he goes. He'll probably be in the top 5. Coming now, Max Verstappen comes into turn 13 now. And onto the straight. Our teammate Roman Grosjean's ahead of him, but he's not going to get blocked by him. Now Verstappen comes onto the straight, braking down towards the final corner. He's currently 20th in no time. But onto the final corner, Verstappen takes it nicely. Coming into the final corner, he crosses the line. What time does he do? With DRS open now, he does a 34.4. He goes 5th fastest for Max Verstappen. So the order at the moment: Kimi Raikkonen on provisional pole from Nico Rosberg. Then, I believe, I don't know who's third yet. Wait, I need to see. Yeah, it's Kimi Raikkonen on provisional pole at the moment from Nico Rosberg, then Bottas, Perez, Verstappen, Massa, Hülkenberg, Grosjean, Verline, Haryanto, and Ericsson out of the people who have set times in this session. Yeah, not too bad. Kimi Raikkonen on provisional pole at the moment. Has the Ferrari had a huge upgrade there, because even Rosberg couldn't go faster than him. Rosberg got pole in the last race, I believe, so that's quite interesting. It's quite interesting how he didn't go fastest there. Very interesting. But now we're going to go out on track for our first run in this session. We haven't set a time yet, obviously. Let's hope we can do well here. It's Mercedes. I don't think that's Mercedes going back into the pits or coming out. Coming out of the pit lane now for our first run. I believe Lewis Hamilton is now coming out because Nico Rosberg obviously already did his run. Now coming out of the pit lane, starting our run now in this Bahrain Grand Prix qualifying session. Now coming to turn 1 and 2. There's a car behind us, Vettel. So I think Vettel's on a lap now, so we're going to let him through. And give him the space he needs to get a good lap in. Let's see if he can beat his teammate. It'll be interesting if Ferrari can be a 1-2 currently at the moment. So obviously Raikkonen's on provisional pole. Rosberg couldn't go fastest. Hamilton's out on track, so Hamilton might beat Raikkonen, but we'll see about that. Let's see what happens in this session. This is going to be an interesting session in terms of the top 3. But for me, it's probably going to be a fight for the top 10 as per usual, so. Now with DRS open on our outlap. And Vettel, I think, is on a lap, I'm pretty sure. Let's see what happens here. So I believe now Vettel is going to cross the line anytime soon, so this is the last sector for him now. Let's see what he does. So now we are coming into turn 13, going a little bit wide onto the straight. We are going to start our lap, and I think Vettel, is that Vettel getting a slipstream? No, Raikkonen is still fastest. Fernando Alonso is racing out, 6th place for him, and 14th to 22nd are out on track, and Fernando Alonso as well. So the people who haven't set time yet are out on track. Fernando Alonso is 6th at the moment. Lewis Hamilton is currently 21st. Raikkonen's at 33.4. So can anyone beat a 133.4? Let's see. Coming to the final corner we go. But Vettel crosses the line to set. Yet he does go fastest by 2/10 from his teammate. Vettel takes provisional pole, but now we start our lap here in Bahrain. Coming down onto the straight, down into turn 1, 339 kilometers an hour, coming into turn 1. Braking down into second gear, coming into turn 2, flat. That's absolutely flat there. Coming into turn 3 onto the straight. Coming up through the gears, coming down into turn 4, braking down into second gear once again, no, third gear actually. Coming down into turn 4 and into turn 5, and now to turn 6, braking down into 4th, now flat out through turn 7, and now coming through into the hairpin at turn 8, braking down to second gear. And we've got Vettel ahead of us, hopefully. He doesn't block us. Now coming into the tricky double left-hander of turn 10, and turn 9 and 10. We've absolutely nailed it once again. Now coming into turn 11 with DRS open. Where can we be for the Bahrain Grand Prix at the moment? Provisionally, of course. Now coming into turn 11, braking down to third gear. Just hitting the curb on the outside there. But now absolutely flat through here into turn 12 and onto 13. Braking down to third once again, missing the apex, but only a little bit there. Hopefully not losing some time. Now coming onto the back straight now. Coming into the final corner, braking down to third gear. It's a double right-hander as we go, a little bit wide there. Now coming onto the straight now, Hamilton gets provisional pole with a 1:32.8, and we cross the line with 6th place. We got on 6th fastest by 1.3 seconds. But Hamilton 1:32.8, that is 4/10 faster than Vettel and 6/10 faster than Raikkonen. Look, Hamilton, yeah, I'll go through the times now. So there's Hamilton with a, Hamilton with a 32.8, Ricciardo with a 33.2, so that's 4/10. Vettel with a 33.2 as well. Raikkonen with a 33.4, Rosberg with a 33.5, Bottas with a 34.2, and then me with a 34.2 as well. So, quite interesting session here. I'm over 1.3 seconds, I believe, slower than Hamilton. This is an interesting session. I thought Ferrari were actually going to get 1-2 there, but Hamilton has absolutely floored it to take provisional pole at the moment here in Bahrain. 1:32.8. Now that's an awesome time from him. Obviously, we're going to return to the garage now. But what a lap from Lewis Hamilton to go 4/10 faster than Sebastian Vettel, who was originally on provisional pole. So, here we are. Yeah, and confirms that it's actually 3/10, but it is 4/10 faster than Vettel. We are 1.3 seconds off Hamilton. He's got all 3 purple sectors. Now that's good. Now Kimi Raikkonen was coming onto the straight there. Verstappen's on an outlap, so he's just coming out of the pits. I swear I just saw Kimi Raikkonen on the lap. Yeah, here we go. Coming into turn 6, he goes into the flat turn 7, and I don't know what I'm doing at the moment. Raikkonen is the guy I'm running on board with. Here we go. Running on board, technically. And we're going to view Rosberg actually now to see if he can beat his teammate. Rosberg now comes into turn 4. I think he needs a 29 point something to get purple. He's got a 29.3. So I'm not sure that's the fastest of all time at the moment. But yeah, decent sector time for Rosberg. Now on board with him, coming down into turn 8. Turn 9 and 10, I should say. he clips the apex and now comes onto the straight. Down towards turn 11. What's his second sector time? He comes into turn 11. Breaking down into 4th gear. The AI do that for some reason. Now coming into turn 12. What's the second sector time for Nico Rosberg coming into turn 13? It's a 40.2. So I believe that's faster than anyone else in the second sector. Now coming into the final corner, can Rosberg get provisional pole for the Bahrain Grand Prix? Now coming into the back straight. Coming to the final corner, 4 minutes to go in qualifying. Here we go, final corner for Nico Rosberg. Coming onto the pit straight. What can Rosberg do as he crosses the line? With DRS open, it's a 1:32.7. He gets provisional pole. Nico Rosberg takes it. So it's a Mercedes 1-2 at the moment. Rosberg ahead of Hamilton, and Vettel ahead of Raikkonen, and Ricciardo miles ahead of Verstappen. But Rosberg takes provisional pole. He had 2 purple sectors, but he didn't have a third sector that was faster than Hamilton. So it's Rosberg improving into pole at the moment from Hamilton, Ricciardo, Vettel, Raikkonen, Bottas, Perez, me, Verstappen, and Fernando Alonso completes the top 10 for McLaren. Decent qualifying for us there, in 8th at the moment. Decent qualifying. We're going to change onto a new set of super soft tyres, which is half a second faster. So let's go out on track for a flying lap. This is our final flying lap, so this one is the one that counts. So on fresh super softs, we need to get a good run in here in this session. Now coming onto the back straight with 1 minute to go in this session. We are currently 9th place. Sergio Perez has gone into 8th. Hulkenberg's gone to 10th. So McLaren are out of the top 10 at the moment. We're coming onto the pit straight, starting our final run of this session. 50 seconds to go. Across the line. Starting our lap here in Bahrain. We're coming onto the pit straight. I'm sure the engineer is just saying about rain, but I'm pretty sure there's no rain in Bahrain. And we've completely missed the apex at turn 1. That's going to be really costly there. We're coming into turn 2 and into 3 onto the straight now. We are 1/10 up on our delta on our previous time. Coming into turn 4, 3rd gear. We've lost a bit of time there. So we're going to lose some. So we're 2,000s down in the first sector. So that's an 800s down on Rosberg's first sector. So that's not really good for us. We're 2/10s down in our delta, so we're not really improving at the moment. We're coming into turn 10. Are we going to improve on this lap? There's a little bit of a corner cut there, but we lost even more time there. 3/10s. But now coming into the straight into turn 11. What can we do into this sector? This is where we've been strong all weekend. Coming into turn 11. We've gained about a 10th there. 2/10s. And we're going to get up on our delta now. Coming into turn 12 flat out. 1/10 up on our delta now. Coming to turn 13. 1/10 up on our personal best. Here we go. Coming into the back straight. And into the final corner. Where are we going to be? 3/10 up. We're coming into the final corner now. Coming onto the straight. Where are we going to be for this Bahrain Grand Prix? Coming onto the line with DRS open. It's a 6/10 improvement. A 7/10 improvement. Where does that put us?
Nice job.
Puts us in 7th place. 7th place. 1 position higher than Australia. That is equally as decent as in the Australian Grand Prix. So we qualify 7th for the Bahrain Grand Prix. And that is really, really good. That was a really, really good last sector there for us. So the results of the session, I believe Nico Rosberg got pole position. Yes, he did. Once again, so that's the 2nd pole in a row. Massa got a warning for crossing the pit lane white line. Lewis Hamilton gets 2nd place ahead of Max Verstappen. Cheeky in 3rd place. Then Sebastian Vettel, then Daniel Ricciardo in 5th. Kimi Raikkonen in 6th, then me in 7th. Valtteri Bottas in 8th, and Sergio Perez, Nico Hulkenberg, Fernando Alonso in 11th for McLaren. Only 1/10 off the top 10. Our teammate Romain Grosjean qualifies 12th. Ahead of Felipe Massa, Carlos Sainz, Jenson Button, Daniel Kvyat, Felipe Nasser, Pascal Wehrlein, Julian Palmer, Rio Haryanto, Kevin Magnussen, and Marcus Ericsson completes the grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix. So that was a pretty good session there. Here are our resource points after that session. After this long loading, here we go. Our resource points, we participated in this session. We didn't do Q1 and 2 obviously, so yep, we got 10 points for that. 10 points for the disciplinary, and 8 extra points for the crib booster. Gets us 88 resource points there. And in the rivalry update with Romain Grosjean, we are going to absolutely just... I think we've pretty much beaten him. So I wonder who our new rival will be once we beat him, probably in China. Yep, we got both of them. We beat Romain Grosjean and we finished 17th or higher, so our driver position is even better. Hopefully you enjoyed the Bahrain Grand Prix. We qualified 7th for the race. Hopefully it's going to be an exciting one, because it should be, because Bahrain's usually exciting. See you guys on my next video. Please like, comment and subscribe, and goodbye.